Ah,
No chit chat. We're just getting right to it.
okay.
All right. You know what? I've got a newfound love for Costco. If you don't mind me jumping in,
Okay.
it's crazy place. I bought 12 huge, fine ripened tomatoes for $4.97.
That's very good.
6 avocados for $5. 3 pounds of bananas. Think about this: 3 pounds of bananas, like
Yes.
one stack and then another stack
2 pounds. How much?
for $1.99. And those were organic bananas. They had 3 pounds of non-organic bananas for $1.29. It's insane.
Are you new to Costco?
You know, I've gone in and I've always enjoyed myself there, but today particularly, I was in the neighborhood. I was driving by. I was up unusually early today, and I said, I think I've driven by Costco. They open at 10, but
Okay.
for some reason, I think I've been getting gas or something, and I've seen people milling in there before that.
Right.
Right? Are you a member of Costco?
We actually shop at something similar. It's called BJ's.
Who doesn't like that?
I knew you'd like that. But yes, we bulk shop as well.
Yeah, I do enjoy I haven't. You know what? There's a new BJ's that opened up in the area. I've not enjoyed it yet. I've not gone.
Yeah.
So
good.
anyway, I rolled. So I parked the car. I'm like 10 minutes to 9. I go, I'll just watch. I just filled up. I filled up with $1.89 gas.
What?
Parked the car in the shade, and I noticed other people parked in the parking lot too. This was before 9, and they don't open till 10. All right, but I've got this memory that they've opened in the past earlier. Okay, for whatever reason. So at 9 o'clock, I see people milling towards the now open garage door that the Costco has.
Yes.
Some people going in and some people getting refused.
Oh.
I said, it's about time we keep the Republicans out.
What's happening?
Just kidding. Just kidding. So I walk up and I say, may I? And now I've got a gold membership. You've got different levels of membership at Costco.
Okay. And the gold was allowed, weren't they?
I apologize. I'm taking over a topic before we even get started.
You do your Costco gold card. We want to hear how important you are.
And then I go, so I flashed my gold card because I saw the couple in front of me got rejected. They were about 20 yards ahead of me. They walked up, turned back. Another person walked in going, What's going on? Can they look into your soul?
That's what you were hoping for.
Yeah, well, maybe not. And the guy says, I said, may I come in? He goes, if you're over 60.
Okay.
God bless America. And I had to take a beat for a second.
Wow.
Yeah, I am over 60.
Wait a minute. Yes, I am.
That's me. Because I was about to. Wait a minute.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I remember going to what is that shop in Florida that's for older people? Everybody makes fun of it. I'll think of it in a minute. I was shopping once and bought a bunch of bras, and she said, if you're over 50, you get a Tuesday something. And I said, well, I am. And she said, I'm sorry, you have to show your driver's license. Because, say that they're, and I didn't know you got discounts at age 50. And that was, 9 years ago. So
that's funny. I remember the same thing. I was getting a salad at a place over on Curlew.
Yeah.
It was 2 salads for one price on Tuesdays. I'm like,
see,
first time I ever took any advantage of it being over a certain age. Quite
we're
delightful.
at that point. We are now bullshitting those people that talk about the discounts we get because of our age.
I mean, we all. You don't have an ARP card, do you?
I don't.
I don't. Neither do I. I fought that. You get that. They issue that at 49 and a half.
They send it quickly to you. I don't know why I have it. I haven't seen the real advantage in it, I guess.
It's like $12. It's really nothing. I'm sure. What's that?
What do you get with that?
I think if you wanted to buy sometimes like insurances, if you're interested in like a Medicare insurance, this is endorsed by ARP or something like that. I think if you would back in the old days, it's kind of like AAA. I think if you have an ARP card, Maybe Geico gives you a discount. I think there's a few things you can
Okay,
save money.
I didn't really know. I mean, speaking of old age, yesterday I got my thing that you get every so often from Social Security showing me how much cash I'll get and at, what age should I decide, to retire. So that was kind of another wake up call, like, oh, they found me, they know. they're showing me in my I'm one of those people that's gonna hold out as long as I can to get more money. I plan on living longer, and if I don't,
Whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah. My brother opted out at 62. I mean, he wasn't in good health, and he's not with us any longer, so he made the right move.
yes. And yes, you should definitely do that if you have health concerns or you need it desperately. I get that too, but I'm going to wait it out because it's almost doubled if you wait.
Yeah. I mean, what I mean, possibly you could get $4,000 a month or $2,000 a month, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't live here in New York on it. I'd have to move.
You can move to third world. Have my checks sent to Haiti. You live like a queen.
So
$1,800 a month.
What's $800 a month?
I said you'll get $1,800 a month. You live like a queen in Haiti. And I apologize for not introducing myself. Thanks for Thanks for shopping. My name's Tom Wise.
And I'm Melinda McKinsey.
And thanks for unpacking some shit with us for about a half an hour. Sometimes we go a little bit longer. We've got a special guest coming up in about 8 minutes. Dacry Greco, friend of mine from the comedy circuit, who's written a book. I'm excited about it.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna move this down. I feel like I wasn't. Yeah, we really started so fast today. I have my dog, my one-eyed dog.
That's fine. The
timing wasn't good for her today. She was not about to let me go into a separate room and have any privacy, so I must adhere to. She's gonna be 15, and so I kind of let her do what she wants. So she's visiting us today as well.
That's nice. Maybe she can go to Costco too early.
The bulk shopping is a real advantage, but it's funny to me now that we get excited about if you're over 60, you get in.
That was a nice bonus. I mean, I would give it's really not all that crowded ever as an issue, maybe on Saturdays or Sundays, but Tuesday or whatever the hell it was, Wednesday. Yeah.
I had no idea. I'm going to start having to use those things.
It was nice. I didn't care about the crowd. It's insane. I'm hosting Outside Safely on Saturday. Once again, I'm on Sunday. I'm taking over the conversation.
Okay.
The comics fantasy football draft. That's this Sunday. We're doing it outside, poolside. We'll be very safe. Masks inside. Yada yada yada. So I'm making hot dogs.
Oh, that's
right.
Nice.
A bag of 36 buns. Give me a price on a bag of 36 hot dog buns.
$3.74.
Not far from it. It was not even $5. It was $4.95 for 36 hot dog buns.
I knew I went low.
All right.
Yeah, that's still amazing, though. That's amazing.
By the way, you know what? I try to guess a little high when somebody's trying to make me guess a price. Guess how much money I made this year? $5 million? No, not that much.
Yeah, then you're a loser. You know what? I did a first time thing yesterday. Since this has happened, I've been at home. When I say this, I mean the pandemic. Here in New York, it started off hot, so we all stayed in. Right. For the first time since March 13th, I went out in public and walked amongst, the world. That was a first for me. I was nervous. I will tell you I was nervous. I had a mask, but I met a friend who had made me some masks, and he worked in an area that was industrial, so we could start the walk in more open spaces. And I don't want to say I have agoraphobia because I've been inside so long, but I you know me, Tom, I love being out.
Absolutely.
I'm a city girl. I love this city, but it felt unnerving. But I will say this, every single freaking person had a mask on. The only group of people that did not wear a mask because they refused and they won't adhere is the Hasidic community.
I was going to say, yeah.
They don't. And we're in Greenpoint, which is next to Williamsburg, which is a really big Hasidic area. And it was unbelievable how the women, bye, I'll see you soon. Are you standing up to salute me? What's going on?
I put a little shade. I thought the light was a little much.
Okay.
Distracting.
So that was very unnerving because the entire community they don't wear masks at all, but everybody else was masked up. So it felt very much like a weird movie or something.
Yeah, it's crazy because they had troubles with the measles too about 6 months ago, 8 months ago, right?
Yes, they at least here in New York, they have their own. It's weird. They have their own bus system, and it's really not even legal. A lot of things they do are just kind of accepted. Like they do this one thing once a year, I forget what it's called, where they take live chickens and they cut their heads off in public, and then they leave the dead chickens in the road. And every year I hear the fights about it. I'm like, why? If any other group of people would do that, but they have a lot of money, and I'm guessing that they're, and I don't know this for a fact.
Oh, here we go.
I think that this community, because they have a lot of money, there's no other explanation that the cops or anybody else would accept hundreds of chickens with their heads cut off in the middle of the road for a celebration.
That's an interesting thing. I think that, how about they've been there for 100 years? Would that make a difference?
Well,
we've been doing this for 100 years.
If they remember, we all have community guidelines for the greater good of the community. So if the event that you are participating in isn't for the greater good, you should take it somewhere else. I'm not saying don't do it.
I get you. Is yours a health concern or a torturing of the animal concern?
Yes.
No. Which is it, A or B?
No, well,
or both?
Number one, I'm going to say I really am worried about the health of the people. We all eat chickens. Chickens do get killed in real life. I think the health of the community is a really big deal. And I don't think because it's done out in public, in a public area, it's not cornered off. It's not, on private property. It's out in the street in Williamsburg, out in the world.
That's an interesting concept as to what you'll accept from a community, their traditions. I mean, clearly if all of a sudden somebody moved into your neighborhood and they wanted to take over space and they wanted to bring all these new things, but if somebody's been doing something since 1902 and it's, doesn't harm anybody, it's an interesting thing what you're going to accept. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I guess my thinking is I don't want to stop them from their religious practices. Yes. I don't support their religious practices, but at the same time, I support their right to participate in them. However, the greater good of the community, it should be done on private property or somewhere where it's not affecting people that can be harmed.
I agree. Hey. Guess what? I just clicked the button. That's what I was looking at my phone. Darcy is trying to join us.
Okay, that's very exciting. So give a little bit of background on Darcy while she's joining us.
Look at Darcy.
Oh, she's a real person.
Hey.
Hi,
Darcy, welcome to the show. Say hi to Melinda. Melinda, say hi to Darcy.
Hello. I'm excited to hear all about your book.
Oh, fun. Yeah, me too. Hi.
I'll give a little background. I met Darcy on the open mic circuit here in the Tampa area.
Yeah.
She was kind enough to come up and do some time when we were Steve and I were hosting a show at the brewery, Silver King Brewery in Tarpon Springs. Did a great job, and we performed together on the stage. Darcy, have we been in a competition or just kind of performed? Or I watched you that one day in a competition.
We did that one. I don't know, was it a competition or whatever? But the best part was that you were filming, and you were so sweet to offer to film me after, but we never really thought about the whole height difference. And so it's right. I think it's like my upper lip or nose up.
That's right. I was going on first, so I set the camera up for me, and I just let the camera run the whole show. I didn't think about go up and have a look, because I don't want to bother anybody. But yeah, we saw Darcy from Kilroy. She looked like Kilroy.
And top row of teeth up.
Giant people are so selfish. They have no idea.
But that was fun, and that's at Side Splitters. That's the top club in the Tampa area. You got Side Splitters in the Improv, and you got nowhere else to go but up. You can't go actually nowhere else to go but down. Those are the top two clubs in the area.
Definitely down.
Have you ever been at the Improv?
Not on the main stage, no.
Oh well, Melinda McKinsey. How long did you do? 20 minutes?
Yeah.
She did 20 minutes as an opening act. Who was that for?
Tommy Davidson.
Cool.
This was way before she knew what the hell she was doing. She didn't realize
Yeah,
she should be much more nervous than she should be.
the first time I did my 5 minutes at the Improv, an agent saw me and asked me and so that was my next gig, was a 20-minute set. And
Wow.
I was too dumb to know that 20 minutes was impossible.
All right, but we're here to talk about the book.
Yes.
Woo!
Has it sold out yet on Amazon, or is it because there were 5 left when I bought mine.
Yeah, no. So there was like 1 left. I didn't check today. I don't know, but it's funny because I'm like, it's so like I want to brag about it and be like, yeah, Amazon almost like sold out. They have to like order more and stuff. But to be really honest, I have no idea how many Amazon even ordered, so I don't know what I like even.
Hey, listen, Darcy, a sellout is a sellout. You claim.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's like all 5 that they ordered for sure.
Yeah, you got a sellout story. Melinda and I both work in the HSN QVC world, and everybody's always trying to get that sellout story. That's sold out.
Yeah.
Sold
Yep.
it out. So we don't care how many it is.
Happy actually if it doesn't, just to like say it did sell out.
No, that's marvelous. You know what? It's funny because you don't know who's going to come up with what. In my little world, when I, all of a sudden, oh yeah, I'm performing on Broadway, or yes, people do things in the background and they don't say they're doing anything. Oh, by the way, and all of a sudden, Darcy pops up with a book. I'm going, what? And then I find out that it's fiction. I thought maybe it was like an autobiography, a little young for that, but fiction. And I haven't read the whole thing, but let me just say, I was really impressed with the writing. And by page 15, I was crying. I can't remember the last time I was crying at a book.
It's a crying page. I've actually heard that a lot.
And Tom never cries, so that is saying a lot. So tell us about your book.
Yeah, so it's a dark story. I think that's what surprises people the most. It's fictional and it's a pretty dark story of a girl who has some like turbulent childhood. She definitely, her mother is in addiction. There's a lot of alcoholism around her. So her biggest goal in life is to grow up and not become her mother, which I think is like a story. But so I use that into the, this character. By the way, this is not about my mom. My mom is not an alcoholic, or like, I think I've seen her
wondering.
times. So it is fictional, but it's inspired by people.
Inspired by local alcoholics.
Oh, yeah. I definitely have lots in my family pool.
Yes.
Friend pool. But anyway, yeah, so it's this dynamic that this girl doesn't want to become her mother. And so she, after like some, rough childhood, tragic situations that she goes through, she ends up going far away to have like that geographical change that she will not end up like her mother. And she goes to college in New Orleans, which is just a beautiful melting pot to create her.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
Youth into becoming her inevitably an alcoholic herself. And so it's mostly a story of her denial. And I always am fascinated with alcoholism specifically, where people, you have the one like person and style and type, this maybe abusive or aggressive, angry alcoholic that you picture. Yeah. It's so harder for people to see the CEO who's so successful or whatever, but they have this huge downfall. That how could they? But they have all these things. How could they be an addict? And addiction affects everybody. So you get your stereotypical alcoholic, and then in this case, Iris, who drinks top shelf. She's successful. She goes to college. She has a great job. She has one man, where her mother has many men, many jobs. That kind of, it's the two different ones, and how they at the end they are still the same.
That's wonderful. No. Make those bastards buy a book.
Yeah, do it. Send me out.
Yeah, we shall. We will definitely promote. I'm very excited. I'm going to order it as well. Tom has been bragging about you for quite some time. So not only are you an accomplished author, but you're a very funny woman who's brave enough to get on stage and do stand-up comedy. That is a very brave thing to do, especially as a female. I will say, as a female I found that to be very difficult.
Yeah. It definitely has like some cons. I think there's a lot of intimidation in regarding to like, you just want your material to be funny to everybody. And, you know, I mean, if I'm watching a movie with my husband, we're laughing at different parts. I mean, there's definitely that line where it's
Sure.
funny is funny, but like I'm naturally going to say things that are funnier to people who are like-minded or
Right.
have to serve their, you know, children and husband. So like he doesn't laugh as hard at that part, you know, like it's natural. But in a way there's that advantage because, you know, it's like I think sometimes there is so many guys, they almost have it harder in a way because it's like, well, we got to fill the girl spot, you know. Like,
Yeah, you know, that is an advantage. We're a little short on women here. We want to keep it a balance. Let's bring somebody in. We're deep on old white guys.
Yeah, that's very true. I found I had a lot of advantages. I would go up sooner because they were trying to balance it out. But tell me, Darcy, how many times did the other comics say to you, "Oh, you're pretty funny for a girl"? I had that over and over.
Yeah.
Really? How many?
It's always like really rewarding, I think, though, when regardless of, you know, what people say to your face or maybe what they say behind you, but I mean, there's just something amazing about being on stage when you hear the other comedians in the back and you're like, oh, I got them. Like, that's when you feel like you fit in more than like even in the, you know, circle or whatever. It just, it's really fun to actually make your peers like, oh, she is funny. It's like you prove yourself. I like.
I have a question. I mean, you must have a clone because you've got kids, a husband. You know, you're doing open mics. I don't know if you're working lately. I mean, I've only been up once since the whole thing, and but you know, your schedule must be incredible.
Yeah, I'm at my.
You write a
we
book.
also. I need a clone. Do you know where I can get one? That'd be great. I had to get my kids today at like 1:15. I'm actually doubling right now. We're in the process of rebuilding our home, which is a long project. So I'm actually at my interior designer's place right now. We're picking out tile. It's literally
Well, I won't keep you. We'd love to have you back talk comedy at another time.
Yes.
Can you tell everybody how to get your book? Where would you like for them to look for it?
So it is available on Amazon, both through physical, you can order it, or it's available through Kindle. It's available at Barnes & Noble online, as well as Books A Million, or you can order it from my personal site, darcygreco.com. And if you order it from me, I can sign it for you. So if you do really want it signed, I always sign mine. So that's fun. But yeah.
There you go.
On
That's
which
wonderful.
site do you get better profits if we get it directly from you? Because
at the end of the day, like you don't make that much money in books, but so yes, buy it for me. It's you know, pennies to pennies, but
right. Instead of 4 pennies, I'm getting 6 pennies.
Yeah, exactly. But it's definitely by darcygreco.com, and then you get the little extra special love like sticker. And
I love it.
I'm so excited. Well, congratulations. Tom is so proud of you. I'm so excited to meet you.
Oh, I was excited to come on. This was so fun. Thank you for having me.
You bet. And thanks, Darcy. And then come back. Good luck with everything. And then come back, and then you have to show yourself out by clicking the button. Yeah. You're our first guest. Well done.
I'm honored. What a privilege. Hopefully it doesn't go down. You'll only go up from here now because you're starting.
I love it. Thanks, Darcy.
Bye. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
Well, that was sweet.
I know, that was so cool. I was gonna get it from Amazon, and this morning it was on my list of things to do, and I'm so excited because now I'm gonna get it from her to get her signature and a sticker.
I felt badly. I bought it from Amazon like a lazy SOB. Knowing in the back of my mind that, it's like when people buy carts from like carrycart.com, I'm making a few extra bucks, but Amazon is like, I can just click it.
We're all learning. I think in what's happening in the world, we're all learning different things. And one other way is we're learning how to shop better. So it's okay. I'm trying to spend more of my dollars on Etsy, with, even though I know they take a percentage, it's a nice area where artists can go and sell their wares. So I do try to spend, when I think of things, I'm like, let me see if Etsy has it first and try to spend my money there.
But Amazon is so easy. You just
I
click.
know, but those fuckers, he's a trillionaire now. And
You know
now,
what?
yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I want to hear.
My daughter said the same thing the other day. Like, oh my gosh, Bezos made $4 billion, in 2 days. I know, but the thing of it is that thank God we've got that type of opportunity. Everybody can do that.
But he should pay taxes.
He should pay
Come on,
taxes,
man.
and I'm sure he does pay taxes. But here's the deal: he's not using anything illegal. He's not paying people off. I mean,
Well,
these are laws that are in place.
We both know that they take products, and when the products are successful, then they start making their own.
Oh, they're bastards. There's no doubt about it. They're
They do
greedy.
that.
They're greedy bastards, but they can't do anything illegal. They're just completely exposed. I'm sure that they,
If you're a small vendor and you're selling your wares and they find out you're doing well, they just replicate it and take it out from underneath you. And that's the problem I have with Bezos, is that all these little small businesses are losing.
You switched your bitch. You switched your complaint. One complaint was he was making a shitload of money. Then you switched it to he's evil because he knocks off the little man.
It's the same complaint. Why is he making so much money? Because he steals from the little guy. Yeah, and we try to buy hand sanitizer. Well, guess what Amazon is offering now? Oh, there's no sanitizer to be had, but the Amazon. You can buy the Amazon hand sanitizer.
You know what you may do, and this is going to be kind of a deal with the devil. Walmart is attempting to be the Amazon.
No,
so we need a third party. Well, I'm just saying, Walmart is trying to. You got to have a competitor for Amazon, otherwise they'll crush everybody.
Walmart is terrible, though.
Why?
How little they pay their employees, their tax bracket as well. They have some shady business dealings going on. The healthcare of their employees. They make enough money they can take care of their employees, and they refuse to do it. What they do is they whittle them down and only let them work so many hours. And I know people that personally work for Walmart. I'm not making this stuff up.
Of course.
So fuck those guys.
Okay. I don't want to sit there and defend these huge behemoths, but at the end of the day, nobody puts a gun to anybody's head. If you want to better yourself, don't work at Walmart. Don't work at Amazon. Go ahead and use these are starter type jobs, and they should just launch you to something else.
I hear what you're saying.
And it's easy for me to say that because I've been part of those machineries, machinations where they'll pay. Their job is to pay you as little as possible until you say, okay, I'll come in. Because I used to pay guys, 5 years ago, $10 an hour cash to come work and stick stuff in boxes. When the minimum wage was $7.22, I'm paying you $10 cash. They're like, no thanks. I'd rather just Xbox and eat out of my mom's fridge. So it's like, so I got to keep that. How about $11? How about $12? So I got to keep on going up until I hit a point where because I needed people to do the work.
Yeah,
so just like Walmart does the same opposite thing is, will you work for $4? How many people can you get for $5? And then, that's how the economy goes. If you don't want to be a part of that mess, become a doctor. Go get educated or invent something.
Well, and I hear you, and I understand. I understand what you're saying. Not everybody has the same opportunities to get an education.
I agree. We need to have a better. And I chafed against $15 an hour. I think that's a good baseline. My initial reaction was kind of like, "Oh, you're going to make people." You know what? People have to live. $15 an hour.
People have to live. Studies have shown when you and I were growing up, we could pay for college and pay off college and move on with our life. The way the world is set up now, no one can really succeed financially because you're in debt forever to the college loans and to the money that you make while you're in college. Yeah. So our system is broken. It needs fixed.
No, I do. I concur. I wouldn't even be against the Andrew Young idea of everybody gets $1,000 a month or whatever that thing is, because that's spending money. Spending money makes the world go round.
Yes.
Especially at this point, Yeah, especially at this point where money really means nothing. We're so much in debt. You might as well just spin it around, and everybody's,
Yeah, and I'm not opposed to people making money. It's not that.
No.
I'm opposed to the trickery once they get to a certain level of how they can avoid things that most people are paying higher taxes.
I know, but see, communities want that. Oh, you want to build an Amazon warehouse and employ 1,200 people in this sleepy community? Yes, we'll give you a tax break in order to employ 1,200 people to build an Amazon warehouse in the middle of Plant City. Yeah, we've got a lot of guys sitting around not doing anything. If you build an Amazon warehouse and then give 1,200 jobs, and half those jobs people are making $50,000 a year or more. Yeah, and those people are going to pay taxes with the money that they make working for Amazon. We can justify not charging Amazon tax for 7 years while they're living in, starting in our community. I mean, that's how you deal. That's a business decision where Plant
Right.
City says yes, and Lutz says no. Well, guess what? Lutz doesn't get an Amazon warehouse where they can employ 1,200 people.
Well, and I think since we started the show out
Lutz.
talking about Costco and now we're debating taxes, should we just go right into depends and just start talking about adult diapers, or where should we go from here?
Well, we did touch on ARP as well, so I guess it's all.
And yes.
Go ahead.
What? I did want to do a recap because the last show you were talking about a show that got you a little choked up, and I wanted to let our viewers know that it was a Star Trek show called Inner Light.
Yes.
So if anybody wanted to watch that, Tom and I figured it out. When I say Tom figured it out after the show. Star Trek episode called Inner Light. It'd be worth watching. So when people are watching, they'll know to watch that. So
thank you.
So yes.
Hey, let me say something. Now you've got all of Darcy's audience. You want to do your sexy talk? Let's bring him in.
I guess I'm always ready for sexy talk, so I'm always ready. Well, clearly my stand-up is very different than what I'm going to do here. I did find being in different areas, I talked about different things. I will say being at Tampa Improv, I definitely went for the dick jokes because I know that it worked. I know. And that was a thing. And I get what Darcy's saying about it's kind of cool when you're up on stage and you hear the comedians in the back laugh. Like there's not a better feeling in your life, even being on TV, when you do stand-up comedy and people are laughing and they get it. It's really the biggest high in the world. So since we have Darcy's audience, I'm trying to think of one of my things that I can use, which I'm stalling because I mean.
No, I'm saying like a topic. Do you have a topic with it? Because here are my topics.
Yes.
We can talk about how men and women advertise differently on dating sites. That's an interesting topic.
That's a good one.
Old-fashioned dating. I had a woman complain about where happened to old-fashioned dating, and then this is a different topic. That's your biggest break. And then I wanted to talk about, in your career, personal life,
That's a really good one. Let's talk. I love the idea of how men and women represent themselves differently on dating sites. I think that's fascinating.
This was making you angry. We talked about this the other day with Patrick here. And I'm saying, I'm always in the position of defending the bad position. I'm defending Costco. I'm defending Walmart. I'm defending Bezos. Now I'm defending men that are shirtless with their fish on Tinder.
So are you defending it? Is that
I'm saying it is what it is. If you're using the wrong bait to capture your fish, then that's a mistake. But I'm saying I was watching the gals on Tinder or even on Facebook these days. Everything is a swimsuit shot, and their boobs are hanging out. So I'm like, well, they're showing what they're got. So this guy wants to show his Camaro and he's been working out and he's showing a fish. I'm saying it's all bait. I mean, why are the women pretending to be upset? Don't you want a man that's in shape, has a money for a car, and can provide food? Go ahead.
And here's why. It's exactly what you said. Why do women do that? It's the bait. Men want to see that, whether they acknowledge it or not. They want to see the boobs, even though they all know we've got boobs. They want to see it. So let's use that same theory on men trying to get women. why do you think strip clubs where men dance are not an everyday occurrence? Why are there strip clubs where women dance? Because men want to see that physical stuff. Women, it is not our number one draw. Yes, of course we like it. It's not our draw. If you want to draw us in.
Wait a minute. I'm watching doctor shows, and here's Dr. Dreamy. He's 6 foot tall, in good shape, handsome, wavy hair. What's not drawing you in about that? You're not drawn by the physical?
There's a
Do not give me the finger. I've got 2 right here.
Listen, young man. I'm so happy to explain this to you.
I'm at the edge of my chair.
So here's the difference between Dr. Dreamy and a guy that posts a shirtless picture on a dating site. Dr. Dreamy is clothed, right? He has an education, right? And he gives the allure that he actually cares about you as a person. That's why we're drawn to Dr. Dreamy. We've made up a story about Dr. Dreamy because he's educated, he's got a job, and we think he cares about our personality. The guy with the shirt doesn't tell us any of those, without the shirt, doesn't tell us any of those things. As women, we look at the guy without the shirt and think, is that all you got? That's it?
So you'd prefer somebody overweight?
No.
He's showing you his Camaro. He's showing you his fish. I can provide. I enjoy physical things.
Okay.
I'm not truly defending him, but I am. I'm pretending to defend him.
Yes, go ahead. So it depends on what you want to draw in, like you were saying earlier. If you want to draw in the woman that's looking for money and cash, go stand by your Camaro, hold a fish, show what kind of a dude you are.
But my complaint is all women want that. They just don't want it in their face. And don't you want a guy that's in shape, has money, and can provide?
Yes, but again, remember how we think differently than men think. So the same reason we don't want your dick in our face at a dance club.
Stop pandering to Darcy's audience, okay?
I just said dick. The reason we don't want that in our face is because we already know it exists. We do not need to see it. Men really like to see boobs, and that's why women do that. I don't think you're going to get the best quality of man, but that's their issue. You know, if
right.
they're
right, then they complain about the guy who's attracted to that. Right.
Yes, the women that are doing the boobs and the bikinis, they're not dumb. They know what they're doing. And sometimes they get upset because they don't get a higher quality level of man. But again, they're not stupid. They know what they're doing. They're drawing in the physical. They're drawing in, guys really like what they see, right? For women, a quality woman, and when I say quality, I mean a woman that really would love you and care for you and take care of you, as opposed to a woman who wants to take from you, right? That's what I mean by quality. So if you want a quality woman, instead of doing the shirtless picture, I would say do more of a casual picture where you look like you can clean yourself up. You're not too stuffy, and you would only hold the fish as a joke because so many guys do the fish. It's become a parody of itself. And that way you show you have some intellect, because a quality woman likes intellect, because that means we can banter with you. And we can have a conversation with you. We like the subliminal because we make up our own stories.
I like that. May I ask one question, though?
No. Yes, of course.
Why the emotional response rather than just like, next. Seems, I don't want to use the word triggered.
Oh, okay. I hear what you're saying. You know what? That's a very good question, Tom. I'll speak from my own personal experience, which is the reason it triggers me is because there's so much of it out there. And historically, the guys without the shirts and holding the fish have not been that high quality of man. So we have a tendency to have a gut reaction of like, not again, not another shirtless fish picture. You got to do better than that. And I think that's why there's so much of it out there that it gets a bigger response from us. And I think that's why. I know that was, for me, at first it didn't even bother me. And then I was like, if I see another.
I get that. You know, sometimes, you know, in the beginning, your reaction is a 1. And now it's like, really, again? I'm at 9. And you're at 9 right away. All right.
You've got to do better. And again, do what you want. If that's
of course.
You know, so, and dick pics, guys, don't.
Keep them coming.
Quit. Yeah, keep them coming. The bigger, the better. Tell us a story. I don't care what any woman says. I've had this conversation over and over again. We're not impressed with the dick pics. Yes, of course, we'll make you send them and we'll laugh about it, but we're also showing our friends. So just don't do it. Just don't do it. And if you have to do it,
Of course.
show your face.
Yeah.
You can deny it later.
All right. Did you want? I think we're way over time. Did you want to wrap it up in some fashion?
I've been talking so much.
No, go ahead. Did you have a topic?
Well, I had a lot of topics. You know what? We'll do a teaser for next week. There's something I happened upon that's called a Venmo tipper, where this girl by the name of Lexi Burke has a big following. So she will ask her followers to donate 25 cents, 50 cents, up to $1. That's it. And she takes whatever she gets. She'll say, for the next hour, donate no more than $1. Whatever she gets, she goes out in the world and she donates it to like a homeless person. The last time I saw her, it was a guy playing violin on the street.
Wow.
She started talking to him and she said, what are you doing? He said, I'm trying to get rent money. My mom's not working. How much do you need? $400. I've got 1,000. How about 1,000? And he started weeping. And it was, so her followers get excited. She gets excited. I would love to do something like that once we reach that level. No more than $1. I don't want to ask too much, but wouldn't it be great if we could spread the love around, because we're all here really to help each other.
Can we just say we're building a wall and then just, I know.
Or we do it your way.
Yeah. There's $1 million there somewhere. All right. I like that. So that's a tease for next week or Friday. Today's Wednesday. We do these shows Monday, Wednesday, and Friday and release them usually around 6 o'clock. I was thinking about releasing these a little bit later because I think folks might be more inclined to watch at 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon isn't the best time.
Yeah, release them during sexy time. I think it's better when the lights go down. And thanks again to Darcy for her book.
Absolutely.
It's One More Iris, correct?
Yes, Darcy was great. Thank you, Darcy, so much for joining us and being our first guest.
And go to her name, Dacry Greco is the correct way to say?
Yeah, DacryGreco.com or Amazon, but Dacry Greco should get 6 pennies instead of 4.
That's correct.
All right. Well, that's another one in the can. My name's Tom Wise.
And I'm Melinda McKinsey.
And thanks for
unpacking some shit.
Line!
I didn't know if you were waiting.
I'm just kidding. I'll see you on, and we'll see you Friday. Thank you.
Okay.